On my never-ending path to try to figure out a way to get the New York Giants to be a Super Bowl team this year, I added LT to the New York Giants in a previous video. That went very poorly because 2024 New York Giants, and by the way, not sure why Darren Waller is on this team. He is sadly retired, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I would hate to do, but I'm making him a punter, and then I'm going to go ahead and retire him in a second. But with that being said, we added Eli Manning to the squad, okay? And the biggest problem when I did the LT video was someone said, hey, man, we don't need a right side linebacker or pass rusher, edge rusher. We need a quarterback. And that's exactly what we did. We added Eli Manning. So we're just going to see how this works and whether or not this works out very well. But this is the 2024 New York Giants. I don't know why Calais Campbell is on this team. He actually did sign with the Dolphins, I believe, in real life. No, I think the Lions actually in real life. But I'm not asking questions. So let's go ahead and do the first thing we have to do, which, you know, kind of does suck. But hopefully Darren Waller has a fantastic retirement as he did go ahead and leave the New York Giants. So you can't use him, man, even though we're using Calais Campbell. Don't ask questions. All right, week 1 versus the New York Minnesota Vikings. Not New York. The Minnesota Vikings, they win the first game of the season. Okay. Eli Manning starting off to the correct state here. Maybe all they really needed was a quarterback in the end, and maybe we're about to figure out, you know, the way to fix the Giants is Daniel Dimes is not the answer. All right, 2-0. Already doing better than the LT video. Actually, LT video, they did really good in the end. They had a period where they were really bad, and then they got really good. In this video so far, 3-1 is not a bad way to start off a season, okay? That's actually a pretty dang good way to start off a season here. 4-1, okay. Now they play the Cincinnati Bengals, who currently are not having a good season, and they lose. Interesting. So 4-2 in second place in the division. We might have found something out here, boys. Danny Dimes, the Vanilla Michael Vick, is the biggest problem here. Okay, well, maybe not, because they just lost like 3 in a row. And we need this to turn around. Okay. So far, looking decent. Starting off 3-0, then losing 1, beating the Seahawks, losing 2 in a row, winning 1. Commanders, Panthers, it should be an easy 1-2 before your bye week. Then you got the Bucks, Cowboys, Saints. They don't have the hardest schedule in the NFL, but I believe they're like top 10 hardest schedule. It's not the hardest schedule, but it's like top 10 hardest schedule, which I don't know who they pissed off in the NFL when they made their schedule, but okay. The 6-3 Panthers, and we lose the 6-3 Panthers. So now we're 5-5 going into our bye week. Hopefully we can finish the season off the right way. We play the 5-5 Buccaneers here. And this ends up being another loss. Okay. 7-4 Cowgirls in Jerry's World. And we beat the Cowgirls. Okay. We played 2-10 Saints. Oh, lordy. We beat the 2-10 Saints. And now we currently are second place in our division. We're tied for second place. Play the 8-5 Ravens. It's going to be a tough game. We beat the 8-5 Ravens. Okay. So now we're still second place in our division. We split with the Cowgirls, so that's something. Can we beat the Falcons? Just beat the Falcons, please. We lost to the Falcons. We're 8-7 right now. We're on the fringe of a playoff spot. All you have to do is get in, Eli. Back when he won the Super Bowl in 2007, he was the 6th seed when he got in, and he barely made it to the playoffs. Barely scraped in and ended up going all the way to the Super Bowl and beating the Patriots. So, listen, he got to the playoffs. He was 5th seed, not 7th seed or 6th seed. So, it wasn't the worst team in the playoffs, but, I mean, for what it is what it is, you know. At least he made the playoffs here. How bad was... Okay, I guess not too bad. Only 9-8. There's a lot of 9-8 teams, though, in this franchise. All right, so how well did Eli Manning do? 3,500 yards, 15 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. I was not expecting those numbers when I saw what he just did. Like, when I really look at, like, this schedule and how we finished with its positive record, I was not really expecting that. Okay, well, he had a fantastically awful season. Yeah, don't even talk about anything about MVP awards. 10-7 season. Now they played 11-6 Panthers, who they lost to earlier this year, and they lose to again in the playoffs, and that's gonna knock them out of the playoffs. So, Eli, better than Daniel Jones, right? He's gonna be a better quarterback in this franchise than Daniel Jones, but didn't really do much of anything when it came to the playoffs here. I mean, he got them there. In reality, he kind of got them a worse draft pick. There's a lot of people who think that if the Ravens would have gotten Super Bowl last year instead of the Chiefs, that this was what the ending result was going to be no matter what. There's a lot of people who thought the 49ers would absolutely blow out the Ravens, which it's very possible. I mean, even in that Super Bowl versus the Chiefs, if you watch it back, Chiefs had really no life at all. They couldn't do anything in that Super Bowl until the 49ers muffed the punt and gave Patrick Mahomes a free touchdown. But before that free touchdown, it really was a 49ers defense controlling that Super Bowl. So, I mean, it's possible this could have been last year's Super Bowl if not for, you know, the Chiefs obviously beating the Ravens. That would have been a really awful Super Bowl, but it's very possible. And as always, Caleb Williams wins Rookie of the Year for me. Monmouth St. Brown, Offensive Player of the Year. Alex Highsmith, Defensive Player of the Year. D'Amico Ryans, Coach of the Year. I wish they had Comeback Player of the Year in Madden. Obviously, they don't, but I wish they did. I mean, this year, I think it's going to be Joe. But also could be Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's another guy who could also get it. But, yeah, I mean, if we added Eli Manning, see, the problem with Eli Manning here is the interceptions. The interceptions is the biggest issue. Because that's, I mean, you can't, I mean, you throw that many interceptions, you're not going to win games. But if you add LT and Eli Manning, I feel like something special would happen. I don't know. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.